You know, some people say potato, potato, right? Tomato, tomato. But caregiver, care partner, what's the big deal? We'll be talking about that today. Welcome. Welcome. I'm Janine, and you are? You are who? Who are you, baby?
Stefan.
Stefan.
Yeah.
Stefan.
Come on, babe.
We were going somewhere?
Oh, I thought we were.
No. Mm-mm. So you're here probably because you're either interested in care partnership, or you are a care partner.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Or you love somebody and you want to know how to support somebody who is a care partner. And there's room for everyone in this journey of care partnership for dementia. And one of the things I think of a lot is care partnership versus giving. Care partnership versus giving. Okay. So I'm not sure how long Stefan's going to be able to join us today because it looks like he needs to go. Are you going somewhere?
Going where?
I don't know.
I ain't going nowhere.
Okay, but it looked like you was about to go somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay.
I ain't going. I'm me.
All right.
It's just me.
Okay, good. So just recapping last week. So if you haven't seen last week's episode, I'm going to try and leave the link. I'm learning this stuff, y'all. Up here. I'm going to try and leave the link up here so that you can watch last week's video and then come back to us. And don't forget to come back. Well, last week, okay, so let's just give you a recap. Stefan has had...
Sounds so fast.
Okay, Stefan has had lots of symptoms, growing symptoms, sudden changes. You don't understand?
I said I didn't know what was going on.
You didn't know what's going on?
No.
Okay. With the video or with yourself?
Yeah, I was with the video. I was good with that one.
With the video, you're good with that one? But with yourself? Are you talking about that? Yeah. I'm good. I may have to stop having the video. Like, I don't know if is it causing you problems to see yourself?
No.
No. Do you see that picture of you right there next to me?
See, that's the bad guy.
That's not the bad guy. That's you. You're the good guy. You're the good guy, honey. That's you. You're the good guy. You're not a bad guy. Did you know that?
I was in the bad for real?
You're a good guy.
Oh, you have to kill me.
What you say, huh?
I didn't mean cold. No, I didn't say. I'm sorry. It didn't come out right.
Okay. Well, no, Stefan, you're the good guy.
Right.
That picture of you is you. That's Stefan.
Yeah.
That's Stefan. That's you.
Yeah.
You're my husband.
Yeah.
Okay. You know the lady next to him?
No.
Who's this lady right there? On the computer.
Yeah, that's her.
Who's that?
Yeah.
Who's that, babe?
I think that's his girl.
What about me? Is that me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. So yeah, the reality of the devastation of this disease is like it hits home every day, several times a day.
Let's get out of here.
There's no getting out of. Okay. Stefan had lots of symptoms that were like sudden changes in his personality. Like hallucinations are happening kind of frequently now. How are you feeling, honey? Do you want to do this video now?
No, we'll go this way.
Okay. So we're going to change the setting of this. I'm going to do it alone.
Do what alone?
The video. You
don't. Oh yeah. That's good.
You want to do the video with me or by?
That ain't that hard.
Okay.
I don't know.
So taking care of a person with dementia is very intense. It's not only just the stress of the physical and the emotional drain on the person who is giving the care, but it's also the mental and intellectual, keeping things in order, trying to make sure that you haven't forgotten something, or that you're just mindful of the person you care for.
What happened?
I want to be mindful of you. I want to be mindful of his desire, so that I'm not living,
All right. Y'all ready to go?
No, we're not ready. So this is part of that. we're sundowning here right now, y'all. This is sundowning. Sundowning is when a person grows in confusion, usually in the afternoon to the evening, because their brain has been doing work all day long. And so they have, their brain is a little fatigued this time. This is a transitional time usually in most people's day. Either they're getting ready to end their work day, or they are getting ready to pick up children from school, or they're getting ready to prepare dinner. So this is that transitional time as well. So the brain still remembers those patterns in our lives. And so the afternoon to the evening, this is that, along with the being tired, So you're just tired at this time. Your brain is tired, and it's more susceptible to being confused and all these things. So that's what we're going through a little bit right now. But back to, being a person who cares for a person with dementia. If all of that emotional, physical, mental, and intellectual strain is happening almost 24/7, caregiving is impossible to do successfully. And why do I say that? Giving, it evokes, or it says that you're constantly giving, you're constantly providing, you're constantly depleting. And so if you're giving constantly, eventually you're going to be gone. You're not going to be worth much, or able to do or provide in a way that's good for yourself or your partner. So that's why I say care partnership. Stefan, remember earlier? You were asking me earlier, right before we started the recording, Stefan asked me, "You okay?" And I said, "Yeah, I'm fine. All right, so you're good. So you're going to go, what did you say? Oh, you're good. So you got it. And I'm like, what do you mean got it? What do you mean got it? Stefan said, because that means I have to be here for you so that you can be here for me. That's all about partnership. That's what partnership is about. So I am providing to Stefan the mental capacity, the cognition, being able to carry out things the way you would like them to be carried out, right? In your way, as best as I can, right? Not for my own selfish needs or whatever, but because this is my role in God's plan for our lives. But in a smart way, in a wise way, not depleting of myself. I can't do that. I can't deplete myself completely, because then I will have nothing to give you, right?
Okay.
I need to be able to be refreshed. So care partnership.
No, you just thought you already said.
Oh, okay. So care partnership is not only the give and take here between Stefan and myself, but also I have to be refueled and refreshed. And that comes through God's word. It also comes through good friendships. It comes through family members who, give me respite or are able to help out when there's some errands I need to run.
Mm-hmm.
It's also the providers, the doctors, the therapists. It's your church, your community, sometimes your job, depending on what station in life you are in. Your children. It's a partnership. So as I'm being depleted, there are times when I have to call out to a friend or where I need to just take a nap or go in the bathroom and not worry about what's happening out here.
No, I kind of never been straight in there. I think it like once. So that's why I don't know what to say.
You don't know what to say.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's all right. You don't have to talk all the time.
Okay.
Okay. But if you have something, let me know. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So, Saturday was that kind of day. I called a girlfriend. She lives in Florida, and we just talked. I just needed a mental break. Stefan was pacing back and forth, wanted to go home, didn't understand what was going on, asking me, was I ready to go? And I just couldn't hear that anymore. I needed to have a different conversation. And that was what I needed at that time. And the Lord gave me that conversation that afternoon into the evening. And then she remembered about someone who works in Medicaid and has been working with me with the Medicaid process since Saturday. So we've had about 3 conversations. So she talks to me about the process and what I need to have prepared. And we have an interview next Friday, the 30th. So timing. Sometimes our timing is not. A lot of times. We want what we want when we want it, right? But God knows exactly when we ought to get the information we need. And so I've been praying, I've been asking for, help on this Medicaid process and getting stuff on the community-based support and the home care. And he comes right on time.
Amen.
So care partnership, everybody gets together. And that's what this channel is about. It's about community. It's about asking questions in the comments. It's about being able to provide resources, whatever has worked. It's about giving support, maybe encouraging support, maybe inspirational support. It's going to evolve and grow into something I think that is great. So growing community, in an effort to try and keep everything authentic, I have neglected to ask you for a few things. Click if you like the content. Is there someone who would benefit from this channel? Please share. Don't want to miss a future episode. Subscribe. And if you have something to say, comment, like, share, subscribe, comment. Any of these will help our community to grow. Back to our story. Okay. Caregiving is intense. Being a carer is an intense job. And so we can't constantly be giving because we won't have enough to continue on. So Stefan had these symptoms going on, right? He was very confused. His behavior was a little off. Not a little, a lot. It was growing. It was getting worse and worse each day. So when I suspected that he may have some type of infection or UTI, I called his provider immediately. She said, oh, let's get that antibiotic in him. But then the next morning when I would administer the first dose, he refused the medicine. And that's what last week's episode is, showing all of what that morning looked like a little bit. Giving you a tidbit of that morning. We got to the hospital and they did the intake. They took some tests and guess what? They said he doesn't have a UTI. It's just a normal progression of the disease. That took me to a that took me to a complete tailspin. It was not what I expected. I did not want to have that conversation last Wednesday, but it was a conversation that was had, and it was hard because basically the doctors were saying, I mean, in an empathetic way, do you need our help to get your get a facility, get Stefan, into maybe a nursing home or something like that, because it's just going to get worse. And we know that the disease, that is the natural progression. It gets worse over time. It gets worse over time. But God's grace is sufficient. So at that point, I said, I understand what you're saying to me, but at this time, I want to take him home and see what happens. See how long we can go. So in my back of my mind, I had January 1st. My cousin's coming to help with home care. If we can just get to January 1st. Well, we got home. We slept that night. The next morning, bad morning. Really bad. Refusing care, not letting me help them. And because the doctors had said this was not a UTI, no antibiotics was in his system, and the agitation, the delirium, everything was growing and growing and growing. I got to the point where I called this cousin and I said, we are probably going to have to go. I need your help to take Stefan to the ED because I can't care for him any longer. He's refusing care. He needed grooming. Things were soiled. There were things that I needed to do and he was not allowing me to do. And I had given him his medicine that morning. At least I thought. Maybe an hour or two of refusal of care, I found out that there was medicine at the bottom of his bottle. So that gave me pause, and I said, okay, all of his medicine did not go into his system, right? So I was like, okay, so that gave me pause, and I said, okay, he's not functioning with all of the medicine. Mm-hmm. So we need another day of a full course of medicine, and somehow when I was giving him his medicine, some of it it went into his water bottle. And I'm glad I saw that. Well, God would so have it that his provider would have had an appointment with us that evening. Or no, that afternoon. I told her about everything that was going on. And she looked at Stefan's results from the emergency room. She said, this is not really conclusive. Sometimes she saw that there was some blood present, which I was concerned about, and I had talked to the doctors about, and they said, oh, that really wouldn't affect this UTI. But his provider, who understands Stefan's population a lot better, because she does geriatrics, people with dementia, so she understands you a lot better than the doctors at the hospital. She said, I said, well, do you think that we should start the battery of antibiotics? She said, why not? It won't hurt. Let's start with 3 days, a 3-day course. She said sometimes the prostate will present with a infection that shows differently. It may not appear clearly on a test that Stefan took. So I was just like, okay. After he took his first course of medicine the next morning, better. Was somewhat agreeable. The next day, even better. Every day he got better and better and better until his last antibiotic is going to be, I think, today. Mm-hmm. Was this morning. And he is completely changed. What I want to say is, I am so grateful that the Lord put these like roadblocks, these little stops. Like, no. these speed bumps. Slow down, Janine, slow down. There are some things here that we just don't know, right? So he put a speed bump with the medicine in his bottle that he did not get. Then he put another speed bump with just my questioning some things. And he put another speed bump with the doctors coming and having an appointment the day after his emergency room visit. And now we can, Lord willing, we can get to January 1st. And I'm just in awe of how things are unfolding. And it's a beautiful thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's a beautiful thing, honey.
What you say you want?
No, I was just saying it's a beautiful thing. What the Lord's doing.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So not just the natural progression of the disease.
Yeah.
It is naturally progressing. I'm not in denial. But I know that there are some things that I believe that there are things that we need to do. I believe that there are some things we need to do here in this community.
Yeah, we'll clear that. Yeah.
Yeah. And we're care partners with a community that's growing, prepared to care, and we're just really grateful to have you in our lives and to be able to share our story from week to week and see what unfolds. So, thank you for your love. Thank you for sharing videos. Thank you for liking, for your comments, for all of those things, because that engagement, that helps YouTube to understand the types of people that need to see this content. And I know that there's more people out there who will be blessed by this community. I know there's more people out there. And we are what? What are we, honey?
Honey and one. We hit it. We are not on offense. You gotta do that, Janine.
Okay.
Yeah.
We are here to love and serve other care partners. Thank you for being on this journey with us. And we'll see you next time. Merry Christmas. Thank you for caring. What did you want to say?
You.
What do you want to say? You want to say me?
He's a good-looking man.
He's a good-looking man. You better get him. And I hope this video is on. Oh, Lord, it is not. It is on. Thank you, Jesus.